Well, it is midnight on the west coast of the United States. Almost. It's just about to turn midnight on the west coast of the United States. It is just about to turn 0800 GMT in Greenwich Universal Standard Time. And this is cBas After Dark. And it's Anything Can Happen Thursday for the 28th of January, 2016. How are you? I'm Sebastian Coons. This is the program I like to call cBas After Dark. Kind of an unplanned program where I just kind of talk about, hey, there we go, the stroke of midnight. Now it's officially Anything Can Happen Thursday. Why the sunglasses? I just bought them today. I finally got paid and got a little bit of a windfall, as you will. And so I was able to buy some rather interesting sunglasses that block the UV, and you can tell because your eyes stop wanting to squint, but they don't have a lot of darkness to them. They're very cool. I like them a lot. Also, we did a little bit more shopping. We got my friend Sarah and I, who you may know from the fast food, junk food show I used to do, will be resuming again. Got a new weekly calendar. I'll be using this to help plan the show for another thing. But then I went looking for a smart watch. Did I get a smart watch? I hear you say. Well, you notice nothing on either wrist. Okay, so didn't end up with a smart watch. But what happened at Best Buy that made me okay with that? Perhaps you've seen this. Perhaps you've heard of the Oculus Rift, folks. We've all heard of Samsung, right? Well, yes. What we see here is literally... excuse me just a second here, because there's a piece I wish to... Here we go. This is the piece. Sorry for that. There's a little cover that snaps into place here, just for maximum, I think, protection. Because this is... How does this go on? Do I have it upside down? Is that the problem? I think maybe I do. There we go. Yeah. You can see, here's the device. You can see literally I still have this plastic on it. I'll go ahead and de-plastic it now, since I'm officially on camera and everything. If I am able to. Oh, well. See, notice, this is one of the things. The reason this happened is because the price on this device turns out to be $100, $99. And, you know, a little more with tax and so on, but obviously, like, that's a really cool price. Why is that such the difference from the Oculus Rift that I've read so much about? It finally dawns on me that this device actually uses the screen of not an LED that is built in. Sorry, this is very difficult. Can I just show you? There's a reason I should have not brought... there we go. Okay, slowly, slowly, slowly. There we go. Plastic off. And, yes, okay, so you want it to be like this. There's only one way it goes correctly, and it's easy to get upside down. But here's how it looks when it's on, of course. However, I don't have one important thing in here. Your phone locks into it, okay? And the second I saw on the box compatible with my S6 Edge Plus, I'm like, well, yeah, let's just see how much that costs. What you do, you take the little cover off, it exposes little eye holes. On this side, it swivels out, and there's a micro USB plug. You actually plug your phone into this micro USB plug here, and then it goes down onto here. Click. Oops. And then you put it on like this, remove device and unlock it, then reinsert to use. Okay, so that's one thing you must do, is actually take your phone and unlock it so that, you know, it's open. Your phone that is locked, needing to have your code entered, will not work in the Oculus VR. Sorry, this is the Gear VR. It's called Samsung Gear VR. Now my phone is right there, right, facing inward. And there's no way to describe how cool this is, because I'm here looking around. There's a full 360 environment. right? Health and safety warning, tap the touchpad to acknowledge. There's a touchpad on this side I will show you in a moment. There's a giant home menu that like different parts come bulging out at you depending on where you're looking. There's a house with like an ocean vista all the way around you. It's like this weird kind of deck. I mean, I really cannot describe it. I played a couple of games. There is a VR bowling. Let me show you. Just this is what the pad on the side looks like. It's not a whole lot. This middle thing is like click, tap, OK. And then there is left, right, up, down from that. Above it, there is a back button. So there's back and OK, right? Both of them right here. You kind of can do it with your finger here on OK and your middle finger on back. And you just kind of end up like this. There are also volume controls here at the very front, so you can actually turn up the volume. And it's crazy when you get a notification on your phone as you're like swooping around this virtual universe. Inside of a game, there's an audio media player, there is a photo slideshow player, and then like a video player. And then some of them are actually 360-degree videos, like shot, I guess, on one of those like Google Maps Street View cameras, right? Have you seen those cameras that have like 18 lenses all the way around and they shoot video kind of in this way? That is, I think, what is going on. Because, for instance, ABC News had a 45-second long video of Times Square during the blizzard, right? And you could literally look around in all directions and you'd see snow falling. If you look up, you see snow falling down on you. If you look down, you see, like snow on the road. You can look around, see people walking, cars. I mean, it's really quite something. You can watch videos, and there's multiple sort of theaters, which is kind of a motif. The video is still there in a rectangle, and then you can have it be on like movie theater mode, where you see a couple of rows of very classy movie theater seats in front of you and kind of the screen and very large. And as you look around, the screen moves in the way it would as though you were there. Insanely cool. Like, I'm not able to describe how much joy this is. And given that it's my own phone doing the technology, there's not a whole lot that, it's $99, This is extremely cheap, but you have to have the correct phone or device going in. Now, there may be other such devices. This one is partnered with Oculus. So it's essentially an Oculus Rift, only without the built-in screen. You just use your phone and download the right software. And holy shit. I really have never been so excited. I was going to get one of the Samsung-compatible watches that I want really badly. That didn't happen for like the third time. That did not happen. Because, and again, it's not one of the most current models I want, therefore it's not in the stores. When I get this watch, it's going to have to be because I ordered it. Or bought it on Amazon used or something like that, which I've considered and was scared to do because it's a nice, expensive gadget, and God forbid, I buy it used and something goes wrong. So instead, I bought a brand new magnifying glass stereo, essentially, but it does very cool things. It plays, there's this bowling game where, seriously, you flick forward to make the bowling ball go straight down the middle based on exactly where you're looking, right? If you tilt your head this, or you turn your head this way, the center where your little bowling ball is will go over here. And if you look this way, it will go over here. So you line it up in the middle and flick straight forward, front to back. No, sorry, back to front. And then on that little side pad thing, and you flick from the back to the front, forward. And then if you flick back to the front and up, then it'll curve left. If you flick forward and right, it will kind of bend right. You can mess up and it will go in the gutter. It's really quite something. And then if there's no sort of score visible when you're looking right at the ollie. What you have to do is kind of look over here or look up and kind of see the display way up there, way up here. Like, it's not like there's sort of a black area at the top where it doesn't work. Like, it really is 360 degrees in many of these things. I think my favorite part so far, well, there have been two things that have happened. One of them, I lifted my leg and kicked my knee up in a way because I thought space was empty in front of me when it was only virtually empty in front of me. In front of me was my keyboard and monitor here. I almost knocked this whole structure over here because I thought this space was free of objects because I'm looking in the VR, right? I love that thing. And the other thing that is really fun is that I have found out how to play not just my own photos, but my own home videos, cats and dogs and so forth. Bullshit, right? But it's amazing because one of the settings while you're watching a video in this camera or this like gallery program is 360-degree video. All right. So what it does is it takes this video that's kind of a rectangle, right, and wraps it around into a cylinder and then pinches the top and the bottom. So it's a sphere, right? Now, if you look straight up or straight down, that's where you can tell this is not reality, right? There's kind of like this kind of spirals into this, like as if reality were going down the drain, you know, scooching down the drain into kind of a vortex, essentially, right? And it looks like a vortex above. But if you're looking straight out, it's really startling. I looked at some videos I filmed of the cats and dogs, and I really can't describe it. I really can't describe it. It was like not just being immersive like in an IMAX movie of your own pets. But I imagine with the speakers, if I had like earbuds in, it would even be better. I just had the speaker going of the actual phone, which is, so the audio is about right here in front of your face, and it actually works really nicely that way. I had before, can I put my fingers on here quickly and easily? Maybe not. I was sure I could. My Geordie LaForge glasses. I have some Geordie LaForge glasses, and I totally don't know where they are. So forget it. I mean, this is kind of the new version of that. This is not my first such gadget, but it's the first real one. I mean, the previous one had two little tiny screens here that I think were actually backwards and then were showing up on mirrors. So you're looking at mirror images of monitors that are down here, and they pooch out with magnifiers, so it kind of is a little bit unsettling. And there's no virtual reality to it at all. You're just kind of seeing a full-size, big version of your screen in your field of vision here, which is actually yay big. The resolution isn't great. The color wasn't great. It was kind of medium res at best. This is high res because the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus phone has one of the highest, sort of available smartphone screens on the market. It's super bright. It's super high resolution. The colors are vivid, striking. So in that case, it's perfect for this kind of application. And, I've never been compatible for anything in my life. So it feels like this was kind of meant to happen. I don't know. I'm wondering if it will be weird to be riding an airplane like this, kind of looking around and going but I don't think I'm embarrassed enough to not do it. I am going to take it out here, and then this is essentially what you see, right? Can you see my eyes? I don't know if you can see my eyes, but anyway, so this is the gadget of the night, and this is the reason it was very hard for me to actually come on the air tonight. Last night I wasn't feeling good, but I did a rerun, or kind of another simulcast of that channel I'm building over on TogetherTube. And I cannot get this thing to go on again. Well, it's not important, but... Oh, because it's upside down again. God damn it. Space Cadet. There we go. Okay. Not Oculus Rift. Samsung Oculus Gear VR. And goddamn if it isn't much more impressive than sort of it seems when you look at this little piece of plastic with two magnifying glasses here. It doesn't seem that impressive. Guess what? It's impressive. It's impressive. Like, it's super cool. I didn't think it would be this cool. I thought for $100 I would definitely be disappointed, and I am way not disappointed. Like a number of things, like the number of possibilities. For one thing, I have to tell you about the one program. It actually came with this. This is one of the initial, I guess, visions for this. A simulator for public speaking. Think about that. Like people who are afraid of public speaking, you put this on, and you can select like a business, business presentation, like a hotel ballroom or conference room kind of place, and then you can also select, I think, a lecture hall and have a bunch of old audience full of students watching you. But that's exactly the same way. Full 360, right? You're standing here on kind of stage right, and there's over here a presentation screen. And if you look out this way, there's a big audience and people, not a lot of people for like as many seats as there are, like they're only maybe 10% filled, but there's people sprinkled all through. They're looking at you, and they're expecting. I don't think they respond. I don't think they walk out if you do it badly or anything like that. It's just meant to be an immersion sort of simulation thing. But holy God, is it cool. And the best part about it is, think about this. What would be the coolest thing you could do in a situation like that? What's the coolest thing you can add to it to really make somebody value this thing? Have the ability to record and listen to yourself, yes. But also the ability to, if you have a PDF or PowerPoint presentation, you can upload it on the screen, on the virtual screen behind you. And then when you swipe forward or swipe back on the control that's about yay here, it changes the page on your presentation. You can literally give the presentation with your things, and you can look over at the screen and read it. You can look back out at the audience. You can look down at your notes. Now, if you have real notes in your hand, you will not see it because, again, this thing cups your eye. I don't know if you can see, I've been wearing this. It cups your eye. So if you look down, you will not still see anything that is not on the screen. But, as long as you can do it off of the PowerPoint slides, and I think that's kind of the point, then you really have a very valuable tool, given that you assumedly have this phone anyway, or something compatible with it, and then just click your phone into here, hit run on the program. That's the funny thing, is you turn your head, just kind of select the menu, look down, and then you click OK. And the different things kind of pop out at you when you get a text message or notification during use of this. I wish I could show you any of it. There's no way for it to show up on this camera. But when you get like a notification, it shows up like up here and closer to you. Like it's like, oh, hello. All of I've always felt like, and tell me if you agree. Here's the phone number, by the way, 310-776-5869. That's 310-776-COONS. Tell me if you agree with this, but I think all movie and TV renditions of virtual reality, part of them are dreamland, like, okay, it's not supposed to be reality like today's reality, but they seem like unrealistic, right? I feel like sometimes, like Mission Impossible, when they're swiping on the inside of the windshield, when they're swiping digital images and maps on the inside of the windshield and stuff. I mean, I know the technology will be here and it won't be long, but it's not here yet. And for some reason, it kicks me out of thinking, immersing myself in the movie. And instead, this is me thinking, could we do that way? Would that really work? Because, for instance, this is very immersive. But, I can still reach out with my hand, and what will be out there will not be out there. And in fact, it doesn't even really respond, I don't think. The one thing this has that I don't have is a controller, apparently. Many of the games are kind of require the use of a hand controller rather than with swipey swipe here. One game I did play that I love, and I have loved this since about 2010. Shout out to my buddy Mitch Cruz in San Francisco, actually the East Bay. I remember where you live, Mr. Mitch, and I remember that you got me into the game Temple Run. I have Temple Run 1 and Temple Run 2, and I've been downloading them on every phone I've had since you recommended it for me. The traffic desk that was painted orange 15,000 years ago. Anyway, now there is Temple Run VR. Okay, now I don't think you run in place or do anything with it to make it go. You just use the swipe on the side. So you remain seated and you don't move your legs, nothing like that. It's not a Kinect game, but it's still pretty badass, and I have to say that. Oh God, very excited about the Oculus Samsung Gear VR. I'm a little paranoid of the lenses getting dirty, and then I realized not just the lenses have to be spotless, but so does this. Do you know how it works, by the way? It works on software that splits this, uses this high resolutionness of the screen and makes two screens, one here and one here, and it has actually kind of got it so that when you move, the depth cues are all held correctly, and something that is here closer to you will move a little less than something that is further away will move as you're turning. It's just sensational. And part of that's the awesomeness of my phone. Love the Samsung S6 Galaxy Edge Plus, whatever that. I hate the name, but I love the object. Still don't have a sexy digital watch, but I do have $5 sunglasses. Actually, they were not $5. But I spent some money today. Like, I totally went shopping. Uh, and I'm pretty happy. Retail therapy has a way of recharging you, you know, and I finally did get paid, and it's all good. And I think I'm going to Las Vegas at the end of February as well. Right. Okay, I was going to spend the first 20 minutes just talking about this show. There were other things I wanted to do. Car commercials I'm sick of. The X-Files. Let's talk about the X-Files just for a few minutes. Oh, have I already talked past the end of that show? Yeah, I have, haven't I? Come on. Let's go back here. I was going to show you. It was on when I came on the air, and I was busy talking about my shopping trip. Trying to back up in the memory queue here just to see. This like 500 gigabyte hard drive that I have on this machine that it came with is already almost full because of the high quality of the video recordings that this program does. All right, I'm not going to trouble myself too much with this screen right now. I did want to talk about Bait Car some more just because I like watching it on here. But in the meantime, we won't bother too much with that. We will, however, look at car commercials I'm sick of, and at the end of the show, we'll talk about the X-Files. Let's do... In fact, it was on the X-Files that I discovered it. The only thing is the machine did not record the X-Files this time, on Monday. Sunday, it got it, and it was all completely cosmic by accident that I tuned in at just the right moment and managed to see every waking second of the X-Files possible to see on Sunday. And then Monday came along, and it was scheduled, and somehow my antenna was not cooperating, and the signal wasn't great, and I couldn't really get a good recording of the program. Turned out, even though I watched it live, I just couldn't watch it a second time like I did the first night. And here's my impression. Okay, super gory. Now, I'm a little sensitive to that. This was, I think, realistic. I think people who like gory, realistic shit will treasure this episode of The X-Files. One of the things I liked about The X-Files, for the most part, is when things were gory, they tried to mask it or sort of suggest it rather than outright gross you out. The episode Home was very disturbing, but it could have been a lot more disturbing. You know what I'm saying? There were a couple of episodes that were gross, but could have been grosser. The giant man-sized slug in the sewer was a gross costume, right? But it was supposed to be nasty, weird, and gross. There's a lot of stabbing, a lot of blood, getting on other people, and it seemed like kind of gratuitous. And that's one thing I really object to. Just overall in the media is gratuitous violence, gratuitous gore on screen. And especially when it's a movie like Saw or one of its sequels, when it's 100% gratuitous gore with nothing redeeming at all. I'm like, okay, as my old roommate Dave used to say, this is a snuff film without the porn or without the sex. This is just killing someone on film, but it's not entertaining in any way, prurient or otherwise. So I always thought that was very apt. You know, it's got to have more to it than just a story. Now, if the more to it is just hot, young male and female bodies, on a beach being chased by a murderer, I'm not going to object to that, okay? I'm not going to object to that. I'm the only human, but at the same time, like, when it's all Saw, which is not necessarily fully attractive people, and a really nice situation. No, this is like nasty people in gross, and, I feel like, I won't go on with this, but I feel like there's something wrong with people who really like that shit too much. And people want to say, no, it's just subjective. It's just subjective. I'm like, well, is it subjective that some people just like to control and rape other people too? Like, I mean, at some point, there's objective that's too much. And I feel like liking those, how they say, for instance, you can tell serial killer wet the bed. They hurt animals when they were kids, and one other thing. You get enough of those damn symptoms. I think this might be one of the trailing edges of one of the symptoms. Liking those goddamn movies, liking to see people tortured, or depictions even, realistic or otherwise, of people being tortured. There's something wrong with you, dude. Like, that's not cool. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. There's such a thing as premature sexualization, premature exposure to sex. There's such a thing as premature exposure to violence when it comes to kids. I don't think it's just easy to say a switch flips at 18 and now you're an adult and now you can decide how much gratuitous gore you put into your body. I mean, if it doesn't give you nightmares, that's great for you, okay? Fine. I'm not going to tell you it should be banned or you shouldn't watch it. And nothing like that will ever happen from me. I just will think there's something wrong with you and not join you for the movie. It's all that will happen. And it doesn't matter, right? Because what I think possibly matter? Could not possibly. I'm not one of those people who thinks my opinion matters. I know it does not. I do this show because I feel like the smart people have access to my opinion, even if it's like, let's say it's posthumous, right? Let's say this is in 500 years and I'm long dead, then I would like there to be something people could check in with posthumously and get a taste of actual, dare I say, university-trained critical thinking. Dare I not say that? What did this say? Let's see. This is my sort of headline scroll here. From New Zealand, we're watching the markets going on. I'm trying to make a bunch of changes, and one of the changes is I'm following the markets now. I don't have a ton of money. I'm an English teacher, okay? I don't have a lot of money saved up, but I am watching 24/7 around the world. This is not just the USA. I don't have any money to invest yet, but maybe if I do someday soon, then I will know a little bit more securely what to try and do with it, other than buy cool virtual reality goggles and digital clocks that still don't show up on camera. It drives me crazy that you can't really see the time on this. Like, I almost wonder if I turn off the light, will you be able to see? I don't know. It's still too bright. Like, what it needs to do is like be like that. But I can't make it. There's not a button. It's just a light sensor. Okay. Here's something we'll do. This will be fun. From the Bathroom Reader's Daily Tear Off a Page-a-Day calendar. I cannot believe it's already Anything Can Happen Thursday, and that means the weekend is just around the corner. Read all about it. Flubbed headlines. Okay. I've already flubbed the flub. Here we go. Planes forced to land at airports. Okay. Cows lose their jobs as milk prices drop. Sewage spill kills fish, but water safe to drink. Yeah. Top secret mission to launch Tuesday. How top secret could it be? Local children are winners at dog show. Ooh, that's a rough one. Local children are winners at dog show. Pirates sign up new hooker. Hospitals resort to hiring doctors. And city unsure why the sewer smells. That's today for Anything Can Happen Thursday, the 28th of January, 2016. So, after tonight, yes, we will not see each other for 3 days. I will be definitely too busy to do any shows. I mean, you'll be lucky if my show on Monday morning, Nerd News Monday, does not feature exclusively me doing this, because, especially Nerd News Monday. Are you kidding? Nerd News? Now we'll have like so many apps for it, and the great thing is it's like apps that already are compatible with me 100%, and there's a pretty big app market out there. Looks like some kid games, looks like some kind of shooter games, looks like some space games. I think there's a virtual reality Asteroids that I'm dying to download and play. It might be $2.99. There's a one called Proton Blast or something like that. That seems kind of down my alley. I don't want anything too first-person Call of Duty shooterish, but at the same time, it's virtual reality. You know, you got to kind of jump outside your comfort zone and see what the world. In fact, I can't believe I'm still on the air here rather than playing with my toy. The one bad thing that seems to happen is it seems to drive the phone pretty hard as far as processor use, and these phones are known to get warm temperature-wise already. They get warm if you use them a lot. You know, certain functions make the processor work harder, and the processor works harder. It heats up, and I don't think the battery maybe heats up. That's a sign of a serious malfunction if the battery heats up. But just the phone itself, it's really hot. And just once already, this has already had a thing come on after I was using it for 15 minutes saying, the phone is too hot, the phone has to cool off, you know, and essentially kind of shuts itself down fine. I mean, whatever. I'm okay. Like, with how many different things it does, like, I just need to not push it too hard, too fast. But I've already seen so much crazy shit, and it's just been the first 3 hours, Yay, new toy, yay, unboxing. I was going to let you watch me open it, but hell no. Like I said, I needed a 3-hour head start so I could properly give you the review, and I did so. What are you thinking after Thursday, huh? What should we do? What should we talk about? What should we be? I don't know. My game show channel has run out of shows for the time being, so we can't really do that. But we could go to YouTube and check out something interesting on the game show channel, just for a little bit of shits and giggles. One of the things I did also watch was an episode of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. And you can make it immersive, but that was too weird. So what I ended up doing was just watching it kind of in that like movie theater mode, where there's a row or two of seats behind you. You can also do it in home theater mode, which has like 2 leather recliners sitting in front of you, between you and the TV. And then there's another one that's like, what is it? Moon mode, or like cemetery mode or something. Like, there's all these different ways, and there's just a big video monitor in one spot where you turn. It's where I think the direction you happen to be facing, or the direction it feels that you are facing when it first starts the program. And there are ways to recalibrate it. So if I sat here and turned it on, and now here's kind of the home screen, right? The main screen you're looking at. The home screen is here. Well, you can turn 180 from it, right? This is a virtual reality thing. And now I don't see anything, right? Now I see maybe ocean waves, or the back wall, or like there's a little kitchen, like a craft services area kind of in this one apartment house where the main menu is. And so you have to kind of tap it and hit recalibrate. If I get up and sit over there now and like lay down on the couch, let's say, and it's a 180 from the direction I had been sitting, I will have to recalibrate the direction that is the home, the main screen, right? And then you look up to go up, and you look down for another menu. I mean, it's really sensational. Like, you gotta love it. You gotta love technology. And I'm a little giddy, frankly. I don't even want to be here doing this show. But there were some game shows that we didn't really finish watching last night, and I was not in the best of sorts. So, let's do, I know what I want to do, Nipsey Russell. I'm such a Nipsey Russell kick right now, it's crazy. Nipsey Russell game shows is what we're going to do. Enjoy a half hour or so maybe of these. I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal and play with my game. But maybe I'll even let you see me doing that. No, that's not correct. Hi, folks. Anything can happen Thursday. We're doing a little Nipsey Russell game show. I'm going to sit here and push game show. There we go. Your number's up. I really like this game. Let's just watch it. It's only 15 minutes.
Down the last 4 digits of their phone number. If you want to share in thousands of dollars, write down yours. Because every day, someone at home wins on. And here's the poet laureate of television, Nipsey Russell.
Those who think of women as the weaker sex just can't see the trees for the woods. Because no matter how loudly a rooster may crow, it's the hen who delivers the goods. And with that little thought, we welcome you to your Numbers Up. This is a show where everyone has a chance at winning, and that includes you at home. To play along, just write down the last 4 digits of your phone number. You'll be crossing off these digits as we post them on the board. Cross off all 4, your number's up, and you could become thousands of dollars richer. I'd like to introduce, first of all, our charming hostess, Miss Lee Menning. Thank you. And remarkable panel, which includes our returning champion. We'll start with the young lady on the end. Tell us a little bit about what life means to you these days.
Hi, Nipsey. My name is Melinda Markline. I'm a native of Madison, Wisconsin. I've been living in California for 3 years with my wonderful husband, and 2 darling sons, Eric and Ross.
Okay, Eric and Ross, watch Mom do the thing here. Jan?
Thank you, Nipsey. My name is Jan Ballard. I'm a native Californian, and I've been a flight attendant for almost 22 years.
Yes, this is Doug, our returning champion, and he is a lawyer.
That's right. Nipsey, in addition to winning over $5,000 here yesterday,
Yes.
I live here in Southern California where I do practice law.
Yes, that's terrific. Doug was just telling me. My father always used to say, you gotta know the law or you gotta know the judge. Let's play the game, folks. The first player to get 6 diamonds wins the game and a chance at thousands of dollars. We'll start you off with a diamond each. Now, Doug, as returning champion, you spin the numbers wheel and see what comes up.
Okay?
All right. Okay, Melinda has a 7 and Doug has an 8. So, Jan, that means that since you drew the blank, you'll be choosing which of these problems our players will try and solve. Take a look at these 2 half statements. GF was never, and W was a big rock. Which would you like to have them play?
W was a big rock.
Concert in the 60s. Oh, I think it's you, Doug.
Woodstock.
Woodstock is right. Yes, man, going right away. Woodstock is right, and of course you get your second diamond. You pull ahead in this game, and you represent the number 8 for the players at home, so we post that number on the board. Now, as I told you, you can play at home. So if you have an 8 in the last 4 digits of your phone number, cross it out. If you have more than 1 8, however, you got to wait until we post another one. You can only cross off 1 at a time. All right, the wheel's still in your control, Doug. Spin the numbers and see what comes up. And that little car there means that he's got a chance now to win that big, beautiful car over there. Oh, shall we try it now? Well, Lee is standing next to the license plate on that car. We've covered up 1 of the numbers on that plate. All you got to do to drive away in that beautiful 1986 car is tell us what number is covered up there.
Okay. My mom and dad are here, so for them I'll pick a 2.
Wait, Bossy, again, I didn't hear you.
Both my mom and dad are here, so for them a 2, please.
A 2. It's 2. And since we don't want to fight, we're going to break for commercial. We'll be back in just a minute, folks. Yes, sir. Well, that's terrific. We got you back into your seat. You won the car by listening to your mom and dad. That's very good. And if another car should come up, again, on that wheel, the player under whom it falls gets a chance to win still another car just with a different license plate. You could even win a second car. You have the lever in your control. Now spin the wheels around, Doug, and let's see it go on.
I do like how those things that they pull when they're spinning the wheel is similar to the pull for the Joker's Wild.
LP made it safer. Which do you choose?
GF was never
Elected, but was president. Jan.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford is right. And you get another diamond for that correct answer. You represent the number 8, and we must post that number 8. The wheel's in your control. Let it go. It's up to you now to choose. We're adding a phrase. The new phrase is RC had everything. You tell us which to play.
LP made it safer
To drink milk. Melinda, I think
Louis.
Go ahead.
Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur is right. And you pull abreast of the other two players with your second diamond. We post the number 9 for the players at home, and you spin that wheel again, and let's see what's going to happen here. We have a 1 and a 2, Jan. It's up to you. So we're going to add a phrase, and the new phrase is, if you're TF, you tell us what to do.
If you're TF,
You're old enough to become president. Doug.
35.
35 is right. All right, Doug, now you get your third diamond, and you're halfway towards winning. You represent the number 2. Put that 2 on the board for those at home. You got the lever, Doug. Throw it and let the game go ahead. Numbers going around. We have a 9 and a 0. Dan, it's up to you. What do you think we should play? We got a new phrase here. The new phrase is DT was the unidentified. What do you think?
DT was the unidentified
Source in Watergate. Yes.
Deep throat.
Deep throat. The lawyer knows everything. Holy smokes. All right. With that right answer and your fourth diamond, you're pulling comfortably ahead there. You're representing a 0 for the players at home. Post that 0 on the board, and Doug, spin those numbers. We have what, a 9 and a 0. Jan, it's up to you. We're adding a new phrase for you here. If you receive an RS, now you tell us which one they must play.
RC had everything.
Done by Friday. Yes, Melinda.
Robinson
Robinson
Crusoe.
Crusoe. Okay. This is not going to be a runaway game because Melinda now has her third diamond, and we post the number 9. You got the wheel. Spin the numbers, Melinda.
Hey, let's go.
We have a 0 for Dan and a 1 for Doug. It's up to you, Melinda.
All right.
Well, here's the new phrase. 36 miles of BS. Let's see you choose.
I can't resist. 36 miles of BS.
Separates the United States from Russia. Douglas?
Bering Strait.
Bering Straits.
All right. Now, Doug, we're going to give you a 5th diamond, which puts you in position on the next question to possibly win the game. Post the 1 there for Doug. All right. You've got the lever under your hand there. Spin the numbers down, and maybe you got a win coming up. We have an 8 and a 9. You have one of the numbers, Doug. Maybe this is it for you. Melinda, you drew the blank, so you choose the categories. We had another phrase. The new phrase is, a DJL told the world,
If you receive a RS,
you're off to an Oxford education. Yeah.
Road scholarship.
Road scholarship is right. All right, again, you pull into a tie with Mary by getting your third diamond, and we post the number 8. This is not going to be an easy race. We'll be right back, folks. Please don't go, but here's something that you all should know.
Okay. I think that might be the end of this file. No, is there a little more? Oh, there's
We're
more.
also playing a good win, a trip to Acapulco. All right, Sam, the wheel's under your control. Send the numbers down and see what's coming down.
Okay, what is happening here? There we go.
Okay, we got a 4 and a 5. Doug, it's up to you. We'll add another phrase. The phrase is, when T.O. speaks,
When T.O. speaks,
everyone in the House of Representatives listens. Jan.
Tip O'Neill.
Tip O'Neill is right. You got your 4th diamond, and we post the 5. What? Someone in the audience has completed their card, and in just a moment they're going to make a decision worth the trip to Acapulco. I'm sorry I didn't hear you shout. The Chad got the 4th diamond, and we were about to post the 5, which I think we did. Let's see if your number's up. It's the name of the game. You have a 5, a 2, a 0, and an 8. Your number's up. Yes. Okay. Now make a decision that could give you a trip to Acapulco. All you've got to do is tell us which of these players will win the game. Look at the scores and make your judgment. You go with Doug. Doug's in the lead, so if you think he's going to be the winner, go stand behind Doug and root him on. You can't give him any hints or answers, but you can give him an inspiration. If someone else comes down, they will pair with another of the players still there. Okay, Doug, you're in control, and you're just one diamond away from winning, so spin the numbers round and see. So, Melinda, it's up to you. We're adding a new phrase now. MB left his iron. You tell us which one they must play.
A DJL told a World
War II soldier that he had lost his girlfriend. Yes, Dan.
a Dear John letter.
Dear John letter. We got a tie. We got a tie here. Somebody else get down. Oh, yeah. Here's the letter. All right. Who is this? This is Dan. First, we got to award the diamond for the correct response by Jan, and post that number 4 on the board. Now, let's see if your number's up. We have a 5, a 4, a 1, and a 9. They're all there. Your number's up. Now, wait a minute. Whoa. Before you go, you got to make a decision which might send you to Acapulco. Which of these 3 players you think will win the game?
Jan.
You think Jan's going to win? Then go stand behind Jan and root her on to victory. Okay. Same admonition. You can't give any hints or suggestions, but you can give them moral support. Okay, I think that Jan has this wheel under her control, and one of the 2 of you could win on this spin. Let him go. A 1 and a 2. Okay, Jan, it's up to you. You'll have to make the choice, and here is the new phrase. He was buried. Which do you think?
MB left his iron.
Curtain country to dance in the United States. Yes, Melinda.
Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Misha, that's his nickname. All right. Hey, nobody's going to get an easy win here. You're in control. Spin the numbers.
Okay, I need a number again. Standing right by the license plate, as you can see, we have 1 number covered. All you got to do is tell us the number under that plate. I'm going to guess it's number 4.
She says a 4. It's a 5. Well, that's too bad you didn't get the car. We got an exciting game going here. We'll be back in just a minute. Here's a commercial. Let's see what's in it. Hold on.
There's what he said at the end that I really liked. Let's do not the roast. Your number's up. That's a good show. I like this show. Is this part 2? I can't tell. Just one moment, please. Hello. I turned my screen. Everything's all wee-wad here. Just one moment as we continue on cBas After Dark. And boy, is it dark. We only have about 12 minutes left, but I do want to see, is that part 2 I can watch or not? Yeah, up next, part 2. It's only 6 minutes. We'll finish this.
We're back. All right, let's get right to the game.
Get a number.
Okay, we have a 2 and a 3, Doug. It's up to you. And we'll add a new phrase. The new phrase is, the SYI was caused. You tell us what to play.
He was buried
In the 1st century under lava. Pompeii was buried in the 1st century under lava, but since there was no correct answer, you do get $50 for posing a problem that none of your opponents could answer. Doug, you're in control. Spin the wheel. We want to see what's happening with this game. Okay, we have a what now? A 3 and a 4. Jan, it's up to you to make the choice, and this is the new phrase. JS, almost white. Which do you want us to play?
The SYI was caused
when Tom Ewell saw Marilyn Monroe. Yes, Belinda.
7 years.
7 years? Hey! We got a three-way tie here. Son of a gun. All right, add another diamond. And post the number. And here again. Oh! And this is the game. Well, we couldn't. We're a little bit short of time. We couldn't have it any better. There are 3 possible winners with 5 diamonds, and there's only one partner to choose. So let's see if your number's up and see if you got a chance to go to Acapulco. 8, 5, 3, 2. Your number's up. Go over and partner with Melinda. Now, this is a moment of truth. Whoever gets this one right wins the game, a chance at thousands of dollars, and sends a partner to Acapulco. Melinda, you're in charge. Spin the numbers.
Okay, your number
We got a 2 and a 3. Melinda, it's up to you. And here's the new phrase. FM played. Which do you choose to have us play?
FM played.
The father of my 3 sons. Yes, Fred McMurray. Fred McMurray. He won the game again. Well, just a second. Let me congratulate both our panelists and our guests, our audience members, for making a really challenging and interesting game. And we have some wonderful consolation prizes for all concerned. Now for you, Doug, you won $500 and a chance for thousands more. You're on the way to Acapulco, Florida. Yes. Gene, talk to us about that trip to Acapulco.
I'll be glad to, Nipsey. Flores, we will fly you and the guests for a one-week stay at Acapulco Plaza, located on beautiful Acapulco Bay, featuring luxury rooms with terrace, superb dining, water sports, or relaxation, furnished by Acapulco Plaza. Congratulations, Flores.
Ah, yes. Yeah. You won today's game, so your home partner wins today's money. But before we select today's home winner, let's review the game for everyone at home. Lee, would you do those honors?
I sure would. Today's numbers are 88920091854-133. And if you can find the last 4 digits of your telephone number anywhere in these numbers, you could be eligible for thousands of dollars. So send a standard size postcard with your name, address, and complete telephone number to Your Number's Up. And today's post office box is 44920 in Panorama City, California. Zip code is 91412-1620. And viewers must meet eligibility requirements presented at the end of the show. Stay tuned.
I'm just getting a good mix because this is it. Okay, reach back here without looking and pick a home viewer from the cards that we received on our TV ad. I have it? Give it to me. Virginia Whelm of Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Virginia, today's home partner, you win $1,000. And when we come back, Doug here. When we come back, Doug will be trying to discover the 4 winning numbers, which are on the card, which you picked, and I'm hiding it very carefully from his view. We'll be right back. Hang in there, folks. Yes. Doug, we usually pay for $5,000 on our telephone up here, but we're out of time. We can't do it today. That will be the first order of business tomorrow. Now, the home view, Virginia Whelm, has already won $1,000. And if you win tomorrow, she'll get an additional $1,000. So I'm going to say bye-bye for now and turn it over to you, Lee.
Here are the eligibility rules for today's game. Cards must be received within 7 days.
I love the
Send any
eligibility
cards you
rules.
like, but remember, you can only win once on today's number. And for anybody who qualified today, your cards will go into the drum beginning October 7th. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Yes.
These are not dancing.
Audience may receive a Kelvinator No Frost 16 cubic foot refrigerator freezer only 28 inches wide. Has 4 adjustable cantilever shelves, see-through meat keeper and twin Christmas, furnished by Kelvinator. And a heavy-duty laundry pail featuring 4 water temperature settings, a multi-speed washer, electric automatic dryer. Has 4 drying temperatures, including permanent press settings, furnished by Kelvinator. And some of our contestants will receive take the pat out of frying, reduce calories with the golden nose stick, the only cooking spray made with pure Mazola corn oil. Warm it where see store and cook potatoes for freezer storage and microwave cooking. Plus an assortment of practical microwave cookware from Litchi. Due to technical difficulties, spins were replayed and the program edited. And for time purposes, an audience tie was broken off camera.
There's more game show excitement ahead with Sale of the Century. What lucky contestant will make it to the famed game board? Find out all this week on Sale of the Century next, followed by the Wheel of Fortune, Scrabble, and Super Password.
We did Nipsey and we did Oculus. Okay, I'm just sort of reviewing a few notes here, if you don't mind. There's a lot more Nipsey Russell to come, but we will do that on, I've already written it down, on Game Show Tuesday. See, this is what the calendar we have here for us. January, I got paid, as you can see. I'm trying to keep really good track of things this year. It will be, of course, the next time I see you will be the stroke of midnight, Monday, the 1st of February. And that is here, Nerd News Monday. And I already have a discussion of the Samsung Gear VR, shocking, as well as the new X-Files, which will be that night, the X-File. Episode 3 will be that night. Now, I didn't really say much more beyond the gore tonight. As far as last Monday's episode was concerned, I've been saving it for kind of the end of the week here. A couple of things. I commented already when I spoiled the first one that, it seemed like they were just a little bit, a little too easily, the X-Files are back, I don't know. I don't know what I expected that part of that story to be, how they got back into it, because that's the thing, is episode 2 did not resolve any of that. We did not see Joel McHale again. That story, we did not see the Smoking Man a second time. It was an entirely different story, and in that, it was cool, kind of like the X-Files used to be. Like, there'll probably be an overarching story that will be an arc through all 6 episodes, and then there will be individual adventures as well. Trust me, this is not my first go fuck, I'm aware. I've been around the block a time or two. I have peeled the UPC code off of a Sharpie a time or two. By the way, tonight, it was funny. I learned the difference between a $1.79 Sharpie and a $2.29 Sharpie, and the difference is the second end. If you get the kind that has the end on both ends, then it's more expensive. Learned that the hard way. But I still got a blue double-edged Sharpie, a cyan double-edged Sharpie, and a red, the last red that they had. Red's kind of my favorite Sharpie color. I'm a big dork when it comes to Sharpies. And now that I have someplace to write on them, yeah, I'm glad. I even still have one of my metallic, this is kind of the bronze metallic color, and it literally writes in kind of sparkly letters. You can kind of see. Actually, you can't see. But I can see, and it makes me happy. Well, we're coming up on 60 minutes of airtime. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. By the way, if you need a recommendation for something interesting to watch what I did last night, because what I ended up doing was a simulcast of the Game Show Central channel, but what I put on the channel was not game shows. What I put on the channel actually was clips of Loveline, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew's Loveline from the late 90s, early 2000s. And specifically, all of them were clips about smoke detectors that are chirping in the background of these callers. If you need something to watch, maybe for an hour, watch the series, or just go on YouTube and find Loveline Smoke Detector or Smoke Alarm. And you'll be glad you did, because that's some very funny stuff. That's what I did pretty much the entire show. I didn't even look good yesterday, so I didn't come on camera very much. I just sort of let the simulcast have the broadcast. And that may happen from time to time. I may be tired from work. I may be going to Las Vegas at the end of the month, and that's very exciting. In fact, that's what I was looking at when you caught me, when my monitor was not ready, was, yes, I'm looking at prices right now. In fact, probably in the next 2 minutes, I will be buying a ticket to Las Vegas, Nevada, to help my friend celebrate his birthday. It'll be good. And maybe I'll come to you on this show from there. Maybe we'll watch some game shows from his secret stash. This is the friend Chris, who does all of the amazing game show sort of reconnaissance and knowledge. He's got more knowledge than I will ever have when it comes to those original game shows, and that's why I could just like hang out with him watching game shows the entire time. Unfortunately, he's more complicated than that, and I'm One Note Charlie, so he was going to go do other things maybe at some points during this trip, and I will just watch game shows or Star Trek. Or perhaps I will come to you from our hotel room in Las Vegas at the end of February. For now, I'm Sebastian. This is cBas After Dark. It is just about 1 o'clock California time. Should we wait for it to click over to 1 o'clock? I don't know why it's so nice. I like to watch it when it clicks over. 059. I guess you can kind of see that this is a 9 here. This is definitely out. My sunglasses are here as well. Now it is 1 o'clock, very clearly. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. From the desert, the high desert, this is cBas After Dark. Good night. Oh!